Good afternoon, YouTube. I just wanted to make some comments. I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that Elon, as over the last few days, I would say, has essentially turned against Donald Trump. And one thing that really surprised me, there's like pettiness in the statements that are being made against one another. And I need to get more information, but I will say it like this. It seems that Elon and Rand Paul are not happy with Trump at this moment. And they keep on posting on Twitter. They're slim, beautiful bill for the win. First of all, I'll clear up one thing. I believe that Musk is trying to help this country. That's absolutely a given to me. That man sacrificed a lot to help America in the position at Doge. And the left tried to destroy his reputation, his companies, the attacks on Tesla itself. It really, really pissed me off when I was watching it. And now it seems that like Musk wants to expose Trump as part of the Epstein list. So there's a huge falling out between these two men, and who used to be together, you might say, to look after the country and so on. And it seemed to me that Elon has turned on him. So Epstein likes to tell people that he's a loner, a man who never touched drugs or alcohol. Nightlife is far from energetic, and yet if you talk to Donald Trump, a different Epstein emerges. I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy, yada, and so on. I always thought that Trump kept his distance from Epstein. That of course, Trump is aware of what Epstein does, but I don't think that he employed his services. But it looks like here, Elon Musk, time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the reason it hasn't been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. In light of the president's statement about the cancellation of my government contract, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. This for me is like Elon being sad. I don't know how else to describe it. Elon being really, really upset, like he's been wounded. And I don't know what to tell you, because everybody knows how important the Dragon, the spacecraft, SpaceX is very important to Elon. We have to move the light of consciousness away from Earth. We occupy Mars, so on and so on. Everybody knows how passionate that man is about trying to get to Mars. And now it's like that's all down the drain. Here we go. Let's hear Trump talking about him here.
People, we're lucky to have. I have to tell you, I want to thank you all, and Elon, I want to thank you. I know you've been through a lot with this horrible situation that happens.
That's right. Saving
that's right. They burned the cause.
Very unfair. What he is a patriot.
Yeah,
he's
I agree.
A man that I can tell you, he's a friend of mine. He's become a friend of mine. He supported me in the election. That's when I got to know him. Really, I knew him a little bit from the first term, but not much. But he's a patriot more than anything else. He's never, think of it, he has never asked me for a thing. He could have. I always say, I wonder if he's ever going to ask me for something. And that's always subject to change, and if it does change, I'll let you know about it. But Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the electric car mandate. I have no idea how that affects him, but possibly not good. I don't know. But he's never asked me for a thing. And I think that's an amazing tribute. I did get activated last week when I saw what they were doing. I said, he makes an incredible product, and we're going to go out and tell people you can't do that stuff, and support him. They got to support him, because if he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't have any of these difficulties. And I think it's getting less and less. Pam has done a great job with regard to all of the, I mean, I know the kind of investigations that are going on. If she finds them, which she will. She's already found 4 of them. But I think they're going to suffer very grave consequences because they're really terrorists when you think about it. They're terrorists at a high level. And I think the people that are financing them, they could very well be people I know, people that you write about. But those people are in big trouble, so they better cut it out. But Elon's a patriot. We want to thank you very much for the job you do.
So how do they go from that? See, look at his face with a raised eye. So he's like, yeah, this is like a hypocritical statement being made right here. I just don't understand. Yep. Donald J. Trump. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate to force everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. He knew for months what I was going to do, and he just went crazy. Such an obvious lie and so sad, he writes. Yeah, what Elon Musk is doing is genuinely heroic. He will win no friends in politics, but will be ostracized by the current administration, but he's totally right. Jared Isaacman, an accomplished businessman, leader, and philanthropist, pilot, astronaut, administrator of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Jared will drive NASA's mission of discovery and inspiration. I don't know. Musk is a very complicated man. It is not right for someone to just go and say he does a thing without purpose. What Musk does, there's a reason for it. And I don't want to put the guy on a pedestal or anything because it took me a long time to kind of like him. I was against Tesla for a long time. But when he stood up for America and he stood up for Trump, and he tried to inspire the citizens to vote, and he tried to explain the massive debt of America, I said, this guy absolutely cares about America, and he's trying his best to make things right as he can do in his capacity. So the federal debt has just topped $31.4 trillion, and Congressional Budget Office now estimates federal spending for the fiscal year 2023 will total $6.221 trillion, or more than $197,000 per second. This is not sustainable. Trump promised to cut federal spending, and that was the reason that DOGE exists is because they were trying to get spending under control and put the spending down so they could actually handle the massive debt, and there would be no deficits, so that they wouldn't have to increase the debt. Elon, get rid of all subsidies. We don't need the 7,500 EV tax credit. Honestly, I would cancel this whole infrastructure bill. Don't pass it. That's my recommendation. What about the support charging network? They're parts of this bill. Unnecessary. We don't need support for gas stations. I'm disturbed by this. I tell you, that's the truth. I'm disturbed by this. Elon, you might say, was one of Trump's trusted allies, and vice versa. At least I hope so. And it seems that Elon has turned on him because of this bill, and maybe because of other things that we do not yet see. Yeah, here, so Elon is pointing out the hypocrisy now with Trump. Where's the man who wrote these words? Was he replaced by a body double? I cannot believe the Republicans are extending the debt ceiling. I am a Republican. I'm embarrassed. Wise words, yeah. No member of Congress should be eligible for re-election if our country's budget is not balanced. Deficits not allowed. I couldn't agree more. No member of Congress should be eligible for re-election, and so on. It's a repeat. The Senate is losing confidence in the reconciliation bill. 48 hours ago, there was a 75% chance It was passed before July, and now it's 50% and dropping. Now, as I'm reading this, and I'm seeing the fallout between those two men, I can see that Elon sees this bill as a visceral betrayal of Trump, and his of himself by Trump. All the sacrifice that Doge made, all the effort to try to keep the debt, in any way that they can help the government decrease spending. And his goal was here. This is exactly the one I was looking for.
Budget.
This speech really shocked me.
Yeah, we've got this enormous federal budget deficit, and it's a $2 trillion deficit. It keeps growing. Our interest payments are higher than our Defense Department budget. That's I think was the real wake-up call for me. Was looking at seeing that the interest payments on national debt exceeded the Defense Department budget, and that was only growing over time, which meant if we didn't do something about this, then there won't be any money for anything. We'll just be servicing debt.
And you know how to read an income statement, and you know how to read a balance sheet. You've had some business experience. I'm kidding, but
yeah,
you know about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just don't want America to go bankrupt.
So it's a call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean...
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress.
Yeah, so I mean, this summarizes it perfectly. I would say Elon sacrificed a great deal for this country. His businesses were suffering. His reputation was suffering. Definitely, he could not concentrate his energy on SpaceX the way that he wanted, or Tesla, and he basically was forced to go back and look after those companies because they're under attack. The left is so, I want to say incredibly stupid, but that's not the only word. They don't realize that Elon was on the left before, and technically he's still like a libertarian in his heart. He doesn't have interest in, what the left does today because they become too radicalized, but in his heart he's a liberal. He's a libertarian. We don't believe in government controlling everything. At least that's the way it should be. But Elon has sacrificed so much for this country just to get Doge on its feet and try to get things moving. And after all that, it seems that Trump is gone and the bill is just went through the roof. Like he said, he was already upset at $2 trillion, and the new debt is what, 6.2 trillion, something like 6.21 was written right here earlier. He is not happy. Here we go. The federal debt is now topped 31.4 trillion and 6.221 trillion, or more than 197,000 per second. It's a visceral betrayal by Trump to Musk, and I see this thing getting personal and getting escalating because Trump knows what Elon had to go through in order. He put himself at risk essentially to help Trump. He put himself in danger, his reputation, his company. Everybody knows that Elon's stance with Trump, it was extremely unpopular. He lost his friends, he lost business contacts, even peace, because the left went after Musk after he joined with Trump, because he thought that Trump would actually be fiscally responsible and use the information that Doge gathered to stop the debt from rising higher, because he doesn't want America to be bankrupt. And it seems like it's just more of the same. Trump makes a lot of lofty promises, but in the end they spend more money, wasted money as I see it, on this big bill. So, yep, Trump is not behaving according to the way that he proposed, or that he said. So interest costs in the U.S. federal debt: 2024 1.13 trillion, 2023 883 billion, 2022 was 719 billion. Congress is spending America right into bankruptcy. Yep. This is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. All of us in the beginning, we really saw Trump as a hero to help America. And I don't want to say I give up on the guy, but there are a lot of things, from the tariff, from how he treat his people. He treat people who love America with contempt, I might say, like that. Not only because of the tariffs, but because of the way he's handling America's reputation abroad. I see it as a short-term win, but long-term, America loses. You think that these countries are just going to fork out billions of dollars and there's not going to be any consequence for that? Someday they have to get the money back, I tell you. And even then, I don't believe fully that what they promise is going to be fulfilled. Especially with countries like China. They'll just bide their time and wait for the 4 years to Trump be out. And then they'll go right back to, and they'll try to compensate for what they lost to America now. So when you really look at it, I mean, Trump is not going to be in forever. He's only got 4 years. It's not a long time in the grand scheme of things. It's a short period of time. And a lot of these governments, they're clever. They'll be patient and wait for Trump to go. And later on, they may back the Democrats to put somebody in more lenient to what they want. But Elon leaving Trump, and it's definitely he's abandoned the trust that they once shared. This is a huge warning to me. Look at this. This is pettiness coming from Elon. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. It's not that I'm saying I disagree with what he says right here, but Elon just simply saying it shows his anger. He is absolutely livid with Trump, I think. If words still have meaning, and if what Musk is putting on his Twitter feed is any less true, or any is the same amount of truth as he's done in the past, this is a big warning. Rand Paul, Elon Musk is on point. Last year in my Steve's report, I exposed in 2024 alone, America's paid $892 billion in interest. That's 10% of the entire federal budget gone. Not for bridges, schools, or healthcare, just to keep the creditors at bay. Jesus, man. Yep, that's correct. He has been very consistent, just stating the facts. Let's see. This is big problems.
The federal budget deficit is insane. It's like $3 trillion federal expenditures are $7 trillion. Federal revenue is $4 trillion. That's a $3 trillion difference in. If this was a company, it'd be a $3 trillion loss.
Yep.
So I don't know if we should be adding to that loss. That seems pretty crazy. Something's got to give. You can't just spend $3 trillion more than you earn every year and expect. Don't expect something bad to happen. I think this is not good.
Yeah.
The deficit is more than $3 trillion when you look at the future obligations. So it's $7 trillion of current expenditures, but the it's much more than that if you look at future obligations for Social Security, Medicare, and so forth. So we're running this incredible deficit. If someone's got to give, I don't know. This can't keep going. The federal budget deficit is insane.
Yeah. So here we go, and he's bringing back again the hypocrisy with Trump, just to show everybody that I believe, at least I do believe it. I believe that Elon seems to be an honorable man, and that he's done his best that he could for America, and that Doge functions as it should be, and that they did create. They showed the world, they showed the White House, they showed all Americans what could be saved, and it was just incredible for me to watch Doge operate, and Musk basically talking to us on Twitter every day about what they accomplish. I don't know if it calculates to $1 trillion, but just imagine that after all that effort, and maybe savings of 1.2 trillion or whatever, that Musk has to walk away from this. And they literally, they're spending more than, what is it, like 6 times the gain that Elon tried to make? See, look at this.
Even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, feels sorry for him. But they made a bad choice with him. But if you pick Shapiro or anybody else, I spoke to him recently about his house being set on fire, which was terrible. But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion.
Yeah, that's right.
We want to have different. We want to have hybrids.
He's making it about Elon.
We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But
no, there's something wrong, something seriously wrong here. It's not petty things like this that would get Elon to turn on Trump. Something severe has happened that caused the two men to engage in this kind of infantile squabbling. That, No, I seen his behavior in the past, and I agree. Trump, if you don't get his way, then there's going to be a fight. So he sees Elon betraying him, so on and so forth, and I think Elon reacted badly because, as I said, Elon has sacrificed a lot to make this administration a success, to make America a success, and it seems now this administration is spending more money than ever. Trump administration should recognize Elon's point about the budget and build a bridge with him. That's right. Why you make him an enemy for? This seems to be the way that Trump always behave. He make enemy everywhere. He makes so many enemies of former friends of America. Just take Canada for example. I mean, there's no reason for the Canadians to be at odds with America over $200 billion. Even the notion to try to make us 51st state is very insulting. No. Slowly but surely, everybody is seeing the true face of Trump, and that is that he may say one thing and do another, but when it comes to the spending, I don't see how America has any choice. Like, I mean, why would Trump allow this to happen? And even the Republican Party, they should never pass that bill, ever.
The best thing, a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval Desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it. He's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time.
Yeah. Musk must see more than we do about this bill. It'd take me a little while to read most of this. I just need a little bit more time to understand it and to go through the whole thing. But the point is that the bill is increasing government spending quite a lot. Quite a lot. As I understand it, from 800 and some billion to over $1 trillion. 1.2, I think it was. So this is unacceptable. Musk is already impressing upon everybody that the government has to cut. No matter what, the government has to cut. We cannot, under we cannot allow any exceptions. We have to get the federal debt under control. The payments alone. What did they say? 800 billion plus on the interest. So it's yeah, I guess we're just going in circles right now, but that's the point. That's the finishing point. Elon has left Trump because of gross overspending and failed promises of this administration to promise to bring us back into the black, and now we're going more red than ever. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel to help my channel grow, and take care. Bye-bye.